Hello! Today I am going to answer a question one of my subscribers has asked me. And the question is, should we ask for anything from life that is outside of ourselves? So she's saying that she's experiencing some fear and worry and like an ongoing lack of something, probably money and material stuff. And even if I have that thing, I am still feeling a void in me. I'm not sure what I'm actually searching for, and I'm scared if I'm not asking the universe for anything, I will have nothing. Okay, so that's a really good question, and it was in answer to a video I did before talking about not wanting anything on the outside, but that was basically pointing at emotional needs. So we cannot have our emotional needs met by someone on the outside. That does not work. And I'm going to speak about this in more details here as well. Okay, hey, if you're new to my channel, I am Cummins. I'm an energy healer, a spiritual guide, and a self-love mentor. And I'm here to assist you to come back to your true self and to live your life from your true self instead of from your ego identification. And this question ties in really well, and it's very important to understand this. So absolutely, you can ask for those beautiful things that you love to have, things, experiences that our world is so full of, that you love to have, that you enjoy, and that you desire to have. So there is a difference between desiring something from your heart, which then also comes from your soul. And there is often a need, that we are experiencing lack of something, and therefore we want certain things on the outside. That's coming from your ego self. The ego will say, oh, when I have so and so much money, then I can go and do my holidays, I can buy better clothes, I can live in a nicer house or place, and so on. So the focus is always when I have mostly money, or maybe a relationship, or maybe a better job, then I will be happier. So this is the ongoing cycle that we have experienced for thousands of years here on the planet, and we all are affected by it. And we are all actually we have all signed up before we came here to do this game again, and to find our own way out of this chasing after things, material things, or even love and approval and appreciation and recognition and praise and validation. We are basically trained to look for what we usually have, what we have already, but when you're identified with your ego, you don't have it. So there's these two selves that we are experiencing. Ego identification means that you are constantly experiencing lack of something, a void. You're looking for something and you're getting it on the outside and you still don't feel happy. You have a relationship and it's not working out. There's a lack of love, a lack of understanding, lack of intimacy, lack of being authentic, and therefore you're not feeling fulfilled. So the answer is always, when you're coming from your ego mind and you're aware of needing stuff, wanting stuff, and not feeling fulfilled and feeling a void or a hole in yourself, then you know you're coming from your ego mind. And the answer is always to go deeper and to ask yourself, how come I am looking for love on the outside? Or how come I am looking for abundance on the outside? Why do I need abundance so much? And then you find, oh, because I'm really scared if I don't have enough money, if I run out of money, that I will lose my home, So basically it stops there. In a way, you are afraid of something. It's always based on fear. If you are afraid of not finding the right person, maybe to get married, then you might end up marrying somebody who you don't really love, but your mind is telling you, well, better than nobody, you know, you're already getting on and you need to choose now, otherwise there will be anybody, you might not find somebody better, and so on and so on. Again, based on fear, yeah? So uncover if you're coming from love or from fear, basically. And when you are coming from fear, which is most of the time, you need to do inner work. You are lacking self-love and connection to your true self. That's the reason why you're feeling the void or the hole in yourself. And the lack of connection is there because of beliefs that are saying, oh, well, nobody wants me, I'm not hot enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not young enough, I'm not thin enough, whatever. So that might stop you from finding the right person because you are not loving yourself as you are. And that is number one for everything. If you want to have a happy life, if you want to have harmony and peace and joy and love, unconditional love, then you have to love yourself unconditionally first. We can't actually love another person unconditionally without putting any rules or control onto them until we love ourselves unconditionally, right? So our journey here is to come back to our true self. And when we are coming back to our true self by eliminating and deleting and dissolving those untrue beliefs that are telling us that we are not good enough, basically, or that are also telling us, I'm afraid I won't have enough, I'm afraid I don't have enough money. So those beliefs and those fears are actually cutting us off from our ongoing supply that we have when we are connected and aligned with our true self. So that's the difference. Most of us live from the ego self, and the ego self feels separate from God and all that is. It's almost like living in a bubble, and it really, really wants to have unconditional love, but because it perceives itself as separate, it can't get it. It's separate from all that. So it believes it can't get it, and therefore it's constantly trying to get you to look for stuff on the outside to feel better in this moment. So when you are next time aware of wanting to drink a glass of wine or just avoid a situation that feels uncomfortable, just go away, leave it, go and hide at home, don't deal with it, then you're avoiding your unresolved issue that's underneath that uncomfortable feeling. So that's what I want to invite you to look at, really. If you want to release this, it's like a hole or a void inside yourself, and you don't feel connected to your true self, start by looking where you're coming from. You know, every time you feel uncomfortable, and find, maybe there is lots of beliefs that we have, and find the belief that you might feel a strong emotional charge with. That's the one that needs to be resolved. And that's what you really need to work on if you want to get rid of that void. And the more you do that, the less blockages you have in the way to your own light. So it's basically like removing the clouds in front of your own light. That's what we are doing here. You know, first we are experiencing all this drama and maybe some abuse and really unloving behavior from our parents and from teachers or maybe peers, yeah, and even from partners. But that is a mirror from the inside, that's, you know, the inside stuff that's going on, all the beliefs that we are holding. We can always see them on the outside, and that's the beauty. So we can always uncover our blockages. Life is designed in such a way that we can help ourselves. Sometimes it's really good to ask for help because it's very hard to get out of that ego mind, because the ego can't see itself, you know, it's not aware of what it is doing. And outside people will tell you always if they are authentic and loving, yeah? When they're saying things to yourself, look, this is what you're doing. Can you realize what you're doing here? And that is the best relationship you can have, if it's done with love, of course, yeah. So any outside help is really required. So you can have it, of course, in form of a loving, intimate relationship. This is a very, very good way of developing yourself spiritually and coming back home to your true self. The end goal is to have all that love and abundance and ease and peace and joy in yourself. You're connected to that, and therefore you will see it on the outside world. Life will bring you what you need. You don't have to bend yourself backwards to get money, you know, and to do things that you don't want to do. And this concept is still very unknown here on the planet. We are used to having to do certain things. It's always having to do things for money, really. And that's why we are so scared of not having it. But the answer really is to be absolutely abundantly filled with love and peace and joy within yourself, so that you can feel it. You are it. And then you will have it on the outside. And yes, it does take a long time. It is a journey, but we have now entered a new era, and it's going to be much, much faster than it was in my life. And you know, if you're 30 something or so, you're going to have a much more enlightened life, probably by 40 or so. You know, I don't want to put any figures on it, but much faster than I did. So I'm really happy for you. And if you want to have help, you know, you can always book a free call with me. And to find out how I would work with you, I'm offering like a month mentoring where we meet once a week, and we would unresolve old emotional issues, usually from childhood or past life. We would mostly work on that, and you also get the spiritual wisdom and the pointing that you might need, you know, to come out of your ego identification. And you can always work, you know, as long as you like with me. So we start with 1 month, and you can always extend. And if you want to, you can actually also just try out a single session. So I will leave a link to a booking call there, and also my email address if you want to ask me something, or you know, share your issue. You can always do that. I'd love to help you. And let me know if this was helpful. Give me a likes. If you want to learn more about how to live your life from your true self, and therefore live your life from love instead of fear and lack consciousness, then subscribe. And I am really happy to be here to assist you and inspire you and help you to come out of your ego mind. Okay, so until next time, have a beautiful remaining day. Bye for now.